Hey everyone, hope you all are safe and staying at home with all COVID precautions. So, I am back for you all with a new video today. You will find all the previous video links in the description box below. So, now let's look what's our topic for the day. And the topic for the day is Introduction to Parts of Speech. Today, through this video, we will understand what is a part of a speech and learn about its various types or kinds in brief, along with the help of examples. So let's see what is our upcoming slide and let's understand through it. So here from this slide we'll be understanding what is actually part of a speech. Talking about part of a speech, so it is basically the words, how the words function in a sentence. The functioning, like how are they functioning, where are they, what are they meaning actually in the sentence, are they functioning as a noun, pronoun or something. So these things are termed as parts of speech. That is how they function, or how, and according to their function they are categorized to particular class or type of parts of speech. And here in this video we'll be learning about parts of a speech in brief. And in English we have main parts of a speech such as noun, adjective, pronoun, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. So through this video we'll be learning about all the parts of a speech but in brief, and in the later coming videos we'll be learning about all the parts of a speech in detail. So no worries, dear friends, and without wasting more of our time, let's move ahead to our first part of a speech and let us see how is it trying to brief us in a simple way. So here on our screen we have our first slide, which is going to explain us the first part of speech, which is noun. So what is a noun, friends? So the words which are used in as the name of a person, place or thing are referred to as noun. Let's study them with the help of examples. So the first example says the crowd was very big. So here we can see a crowd is the noun in this sentence. But why? Because it is referring to a group of people. That is, it is actually naming a group of people, hence it is acting as a noun in this sentence. Moving towards the next example, which says the Nile overflows its banks every year. So the word Nile in this sentence is the name of a river, hence it too is acting as a noun in this example. Hope the noun part is briefed to you all well through this slide. Let's move ahead to our second part of a speech and let us see what is it. So here we have our second slide, which is adjective, and let's learn about adjective. So what is an adjective, dear friends? So adjective are those words which modify or describe the noun. Basically we can say they are used as a modifier in the sentence, and let us better understand them with the help of examples. The first example says she's a smart girl. So in this sentence, before talking about an adjective, let's see what is a noun in this sentence. So the word girl is a noun in this sentence, and it is modified by the word smart, which is acting as an adjective because it is describing the noun girl. Hence the word smart in this sentence is an adjective. Let's look towards the second sentence. It says there are 30 boys in this class. Boys is the noun in this sentence, and 30, that is a figure or number. It is describing or modifying, that is how many boys are in this class. Hence it is acting as an adjective for boys in this sentence. I hope the adjective parts of speech is briefed to you all well. Let's move to another part of speech and let's see what is it. So here we have our third part of speech, which is pronoun, pro and noun. So let us understand what is it. So the words which are basically used in place of noun are termed as pronoun, and let us again better understand them like previous noun and adjective with the help of examples. So here our first example says Sam is absent because he is ill. So we could have written it in two sentences, broken down and then written it in two different sentences, like Sam is absent, Sam was ill. So basically we want to know the reason why was he absent. So Sam is absent because he is ill. So here these two sentences are actually similar, but over here in the next part of the sentence we have used he in place of noun Sam, because we can't repeat in the same word twice in the sentence, and it is an inappropriate using. It is very inappropriate if we use same words together in a paragraph or in a sentence. Repeatedly if we use them, it is actually not used in this way. Hence we use pronoun in place of noun. And then studying the next example, it says the pen is where you left it. So here the pen is a non-living thing. That is why we are using it in place of pen, and hence it is acting as a pronoun for this noun. I hope the pronoun part of speech is also briefed to you all well, and we'll be understanding them and or understanding it better in the later videos. Next, coming to our next part of speech, which is verb, and let's again understand it too in a better way. So what is verb? Words which denote action are basically known as words. We can even call them as doing words, because there is always something which is done through those words, and let us understand them with the help of example. The girl wrote a letter to her cousin. So here the word wrote is describing an action, and hence it is acting as a verb in this sentence. Let's move towards the second sentence. It says he sings melodiously. So here the word sings, it is also related to or describing an action or a state or occurrence. Hence it too is acting as a verb in this sentence. Hence these words can be termed as verb because they are either an action, state or occurrence. Like right now I am speaking, this is also an action or a state of being, hence it is also a verb. I hope this part of speech is also well understood by one and all, and now we'll be moving to our next part of speech, and we'll be understanding it too in a better way with the help of examples. So let's move ahead with our next part of speech. So here on our screen we have our next part of speech, which is adverb. Now what is adverb? We can break this word itself into two parts, which can be add and verb. Something which you add to the verb, that is adverb. That is words which basically add something to the verb. They can add something to the adjective as well, or they can add something to another adverb also. So words which modify either verb, adjective or another adverb are termed as an adverb. Let us study through examples. The first example says the boy ran fast. So here the verb is ran. But how is he running? He's running fast, and the word fast is describing the verb ran, hence, the word fast is acting as an adverb over here. Moving towards the next example over here, it says students solved the sum quickly. So over here students are solving the sum. It is a state of action, but how are they solving? They have solved it quickly, hence it is modifying the state of action. So it too is acting as an adverb in this sentence. I hope this part of speech is also clear to one and all. Until now, whatever parts of speech we have done must have been clear to everyone. So now, without wasting much of our time, we'll be moving towards our next part of speech, or another part of speech, that is sixth part of speech. And what it could be? Any guesses? Yes, you all are absolutely correct. Our next part of speech is preposition. And let us see what is preposition and understand it briefly. So preposition, they are basically words which show relationship between noun or pronoun in a sentence. They actually relate the noun or pronoun in a sentence. And let's have a look at the examples. The first example says he sat on the chair. So he is a pronoun here and chair is the noun here, and the word on is relating these two words and hence acting as a preposition in this sentence. Let's move towards the next sentence, which says they rushed into the room. They is a pronoun in this sentence and room is a noun in this sentence, and these two words are related to each other with the help of the word into. So over here the word into is acting as a preposition in this sentence. I hope the preposition is briefed to you all well. This is quite a very big concept and we'll be understanding it very well in the upcoming videos. Now let's move toward the next part of a speech, that is seventh part of a speech, that is conjunction. So what is conjunction? Conjunction, they are words which are actually used to join either words or sentences together, so that it makes the lengthy sentences short or lengthy paragraphs short. And with the help of examples we'll be understanding them in a better way. So the first sentence or example for this is Hari and Ram are brothers. If we ignore Hari and Ram being a noun, we can take these two as words, and these two words are connected with or joined with a word and, hence and is acting as a conjunction because it is joining these two words. Let's move towards the next example, which says the man is poor but honest. We could have written this sentence, the man is poor, the man is honest, but we have broken down that lengthy sentence into one sentence. We have combined into one, and with the help of the word but, which is acting as a conjunction over here, we have joined those two sentences and turned it into a single sentence, and which is now the man is poor but honest. I hope by now this conjunction is also briefed to you all well, and without wasting more of our time, we'll move towards our last parts of speech, which is interjection. And let's see what actually is an interjection. So what is interjection? Words which are used to express feelings or emotions. Emotions can be any sort of emotion. It can be, joy, sadness, anger, love, hatred, whatever, any kind of emotion. Those words which are used to express these kinds of emotion are termed as interjections. Let us understand them better with the help of examples. The first example says, "Hooray, we have won the match." The word hooray over here is expressing joy, hence acting as an interjection. The next example says, alas, he is dead. So the word alas over here is expressing grief, or we can understand it in a simple language or a word which is sadness, because when somebody or someone dies, we are actually sad, and hence this word is expressing that emotion or feeling, and hence acting as an interjection in this sentence. I hope by now all the parts of speech are clear to one and all. In short, this video was just to introduce or to introduce you all to all parts of speech, and we'll be learning about all these parts of speech later in the coming videos in a detailed way. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel to stay updated to the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Hope you all like my content. Please keep showering me with your love.